Okay, so what we're doing today for notes is we are graphing systems of inequalities, which we've already graphed systems of we've graphed inequalities, so this one's not going to be that bad. Remember our dotted lines, when you have a less than or equal sign without the underline. Our solid lines is when it equals it and it's underlined. Okay, so we have to remember that. And then remember, shading above is when it's y is greater than or y is greater than or equal to. And so above is this way or above is this way, depending on the slope of the line. Remember what we do is we find the vertex, not the vertex, but the y-intercept, and then we shade above or below the y-intercept. And so then below is less than or equal to. And so below for this, if this is the y-intercept, I shade below. And then for this one, if this is the y-intercept, then I shade below. So here's our steps. Remember, you solve each equation for y. My huge suggestion right now is that graph a problem, shade that problem. Then graph the second line, shade the second line. Some people will try and graph both and then go back and do shading, and they totally forget. So you want to be careful with that. Okay, so the solution to a problem is in the solution region for the linear equality is in the darker area, right? It's the double shaded region. Double shaded area. To determine if a point is in the solution, just plot it and see if it's in that area. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do, and if you want to do this, you can use colored pencils. In the back of my classroom, there's a red box underneath the big TV that says colored pencils. You could borrow 2 colored pencils if you want to. I'm going to do one color green. So right here, this one M is -1 and your B is -2. So I'm going to go down 2 and then go down 1/1. And then I'm going to do the best I can, and I have a line tool, so this is kind of cheating. To make my line. The only thing is my line's supposed to be dashed. I don't know if I can make my line dashed. Yeah, so that's cheating, doesn't work for this one because I can't dash it. So I'm going to go back and just draw the best I can. So I'm going to make a dashed line the best I can. I know it's super crooked, that's okay. And then this one said greater than, so I put my mouse on the y-intercept and I shade above. So this one's shaded above this way. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to use purple for the next one. And this one says M is -5 and B is 2. So I'm going to go up to 2. It's really thin. Let me make that a little thicker. Okay, so 2. And then I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. And this one's also dashed. And I'm going to shade below. So this one below, here's the y-intercept, below's here. So I'm going to shade below. Now what you should see is that I have 2 regions shaded at the same place. And so that's, ooh, look at that. I think I'm going to do, let's see if this one, yeah, I'm going to do the rainbow one where they intersect. See that? That's the double shaded region. That's where they both intersect. And so anything in that darker area is the answer. Okay, so let's go back and do the next one. These points are too small. This one is pretty easy because your M is 1/2 and your B is 2, so it tells us that. So 2, and then go up 1/2, up 1/2. This time it's a straight line. Ooh, so I can cheat and use my straight line tool. Oops, I'm just going to move it. I can move it that way. Nope. It didn't work. I have to erase it. That's what I get for trying to cheat. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to draw the line. And then I'm supposed to shade less than because it says less than. So here's my y-intercept. So that means I'm shading all of this. I kind of shaded it too dark. I might not be able to see, but we'll try it. Okay, for this next one, purple again, I'm going to minus 2x on both sides. So I get negative 2x minus 3. And so that m is negative 2 and that b is negative 3. So I can barely see. On paper, it's not as bad because the colored pencils aren't this dark. And then down 2 over 1. And then I'm going to go up 2 over 1. And so this one's supposed to be a dotted line. When we were just graphing systems, remember I told you to keep graphing until you found the intersection, like that distinct point. With inequalities, you don't have to. You can just find the shaded region. And so for this one, I'm supposed to shade below, which is here. And then you can see where the purple and green overlap. So I'm going to take my rainbow pencil. And that's the double shaded region. All right, last one. X is negative 2. Remember, when you only have one variable, it's either horizontal or vertical line. So I go where x is negative 2, which is right here. I'm not going to draw a line on top of the x-axis. Remember, x equations are vertical equations. So I'm going to draw a vertical line, and it's got to be dashed because it's not underlined. Look at that. That is really bad. And then I'm going to shade to the right. This is the only time that you shade left or right, and that's on vertical lines. Okay, so now the second one, I'm going to have to do some solving. So I'm going to have to add 3x to both sides. And I get negative 2y is greater than 3x plus 2. Make sure you bring that negative down. Some of you will forget that. And then I'm going to divide each thing by negative 2. And remember, when you divide by a negative, you have to flip it. So this becomes a less than sign. Negative 3 over 2x minus 1. It doesn't matter if the negative's on the top or bottom. We just know that that fraction for slope is negative. So our m is negative 3 over 2. Our b is negative 1. So I go down 1, 2, 3 over 2. And this is a slanted line, so I do the best. Whoa, this is like really, really bad. Okay, and then I'm going to shade below. On paper, I expect your lines to be a little better than mine. And then again, last thing, shade the double region. Okay, so what you have now is you have a second piece of paper with 4 graphs. What I would like you to do is graph each one and then look at the answer and see if you could figure out what you did. I am not going to walk through the steps. I'm going to put the problems down, and then you can pause the video if you get one wrong to look closely at my work. Okay, so here are the answers for 4 through 7. It looks a little sloppy. I was struggling writing some, but pause the video and really look at your graphs and see if you have them in the shaded regions correctly. Hopefully I did not make any mistakes. If you think I made a mistake, check with your neighbor, see if they got the same thing, and then we can talk about it in class when I return.